Hey guys, it's Melissa here with melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk to you about a subject that everyone can relate to, everyone deals with, and so many people come to me asking about, and that is money. Money is one of those issues that's kind of taboo. People don't really like to talk about it, but it's also one of those issues that affects everyone. And what I wanted to talk to you today about this taboo issue of money is how to break free of the negative mindset that keeps calling in lack for you. You know, a few years ago, if you would have told me that I could have called in more money simply by changing my mindset, I would have laughed at you and I would have said, okay, keep dreaming. You just keep thinking that, keep manifesting that imaginary money, and I'll just keep living the dream, living my life. But the honest truth is, you really can call in more abundance by changing your mindset. And I want to give you some examples today. So, my ex pays child support, and he always pays cash. And just a little backstory about him is that he's not always prompt with getting it to me. Not to say that he's trying not to pay it, it's just he'll forget and then not bring it with the kids. And now that the kids go over and they drive themselves, he has them get the money out with the debit card and they don't always remember. So anyway, my point is it's not always on time. When I was younger, this used to stress me out because I would constantly have this mindset of if I don't get it, I'm not going to be able to pay the bills. And I could feel the muscles in my stomach just getting tense. I could feel myself getting nauseous and nervous and anxious and just falling into this fear and lack mindset. What am I going to do when I don't have this? And the truth is, there was a whole year where he didn't pay child support at all because he didn't have a job. And I made it through that. So if I really had thought about it, I can do anything. I can make it. I know that I'm always being taken care of. But it's so easy to slip back into that mindset of lack and fear and that you're not going to have enough. There's never going to be enough. And for many of us, this mindset came about from growing up in a household where there wasn't enough, or at least your parents told you that. My mom kind of said that or made that impression that there was never enough. Even though, looking back, we always had enough. I mean, we may not have been able to afford luxurious vacations and things like that, but we always had enough. We always had food, we always had clothes, we always had what we needed. And instead of projecting this gratitude of, I'm so thankful that we have what we need, it was always a lack mindset. And I still see that today in her. Like when you go somewhere, it's like, well, this costs, well, it's cheaper over here. And it's a generational thing, I'm pretty sure. Many of us grew up that way, I know my grandma grew up in the Depression era and she lived on a farm and they had not very much money. Her dad owned a store and people would pay for their groceries with like a chicken or with eggs. You know what I mean? They would barter. And he ended up going out of business, being bankrupt because people didn't pay their bills because they couldn't. And that was the time that they lived through. So for them, it was just a truth. It was a way of living. Like, yeah, this is the honest truth. We're strapped. We don't have a lot of money. So those conditions were then passed down to their children, so my mom and her siblings, and that's kind of what she did. She just passed it on, not even trying to. I don't think it was a purposeful thing. I think it was this is how it is, right? This is how we have to be. We just have to scrimp and save, and we have to make sure we're not living above our means. She always used to joke and tell me that I had champagne taste on a beer budget. And I never saw it as that way, because when I was in college, like, I didn't have debt. I had credit cards, but I had a good job, and I had a loan for my car, but I didn't live above my means. I liked what I liked, and that's how it was. And I'm still that way to this day. You know, there are ways that I know you can save money, so I might, but I don't penny pinch, if that makes any sense. Like, that's just not me. You know, I like drinking a certain brand name of coffee, and I'm not going to buy the cheapo brand, but maybe there are napkins and it doesn't make a difference if you get a cheapo brand. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, for me, I don't think about it that much, and I know there are a lot of people who do. But I wanted to talk about how when you have a lack mindset, you call more of that in. You know, when I was younger, I would panic whenever the child support wasn't there on time. And then what would happen is it just seemed like it kept happening over and over again. And now as an adult, when that happens, I just say, okay, I'll be all right. And thank you to my team for handling it. I know that I have more than enough. I have everything I need. Everything works out perfectly for me. And the last time it was late, he gave me an extra 100 just for it being late, which didn't have to do and was very out of character. But I saw it as, okay, universe, you know, rewarding me for having patience and for not panicking when something didn't go the way I thought it should. I know this was your reward for that. And even just starting a new job, there are a lot of things with starting a new job that are things you really have to take care of. Like in a school district, you have a contract, and it's a yearly contract. And I remember when I got my very first job, we got paid once a month, and I was about to panic because they said, okay, well, really, the pay doesn't start until September, so you won't be paid until September 20th. And that was a whole month, like teaching a whole month without getting paid. But they said, but we don't want you to have to worry about that, so we're going to pay you in August, and we're just going to reduce your paycheck by whatever, you know, split it a different way, which was amazing, and that was so great. So then we get to this new school, and the same thing. They said, well, really, you wouldn't get paid until September, but we don't want you to have to wait that long, so we're going to divide your paycheck up over longer, like one more extra month, and so each one will be a little less, but you'll get paid earlier. And it's like, oh, sweet, you know, that's really nice of them to do that. So I was like, okay, well, that worked out. And then going back to school, it's like my kid's senior year, and you know it's very expensive, and you have two of them, but things just keep like working out. You know, I was talking to a friend today again, and I said, you know, it's been an excellent day because I had to go take my daughter to get some stuff for back to school, and we had to get her tires. There are a lot of bills that came in at once, if that makes any sense, because of like stuff going back to school, starting a new job, all of that. So something that might have in the past made me cringe and made the stomach start doing those flip-flops of, oh, I don't like this, and I don't want to have to spend all this money, and you know what I'm talking about. Those of you out there, you can feel where that feeling comes from when you get that unexpected bill. To me, it's like a gut punch, right? Like, oh, crap. Like, here we go. But a whole bunch of things that could have made me want to freak out because they were bills that came in all at once didn't. So my son, he, got a ticket. They have this new law with cell phones, and he was coming out of a parking lot, so he wasn't even thinking about it, and he got pulled over like the first day. So I thought, okay, well, hopefully that was a lesson for you. But it was a $130 ticket, and it's like, oh, okay, well, this is just what we needed. But they said, well, you can go to court and get court supervision and it won't go on your driving record, so the insurance won't go up. So I thought, okay, we need to do that. But I was thinking you still had to pay the $130 if you did that. But he came back and said, no, we don't have to pay the $130. We just have to pay for this class, which is $35. And if I pass it, then I just have to not get a ticket for a year, whatever. And I was like, oh, well, that's doable. Okay, let's do that. Then my daughter needed new tires, and we found a place where we got them very reasonably, and then her dad said, I'll pay for those. So it was like, oh, okay, wow, okay. Then I took her to get new school clothes and that today, and we went into a store that had so many things on sale. I got so many things just for myself, dresses for starting the new school year that were so cheap, ridiculously cheap. And we got a lot of stuff, and it was a great find and a great day. And my point in bringing all of this up to you is when we talk about manifesting money and blasting through money blocks, some people think, okay, I'm going to get this check for $50,000 or I'm going to win the lottery. Yeah, that is one way you can manifest money. But another way that you can manifest money is to manifest deals happening for you, or people offering to give you things or pay for things. Many people don't even think about that, but that's a way that you're receiving, right? You're getting abundance when you get a really, really good deal on something, when there's a sale, or when someone says, hey, I don't need this, I'm going to give it to you. There are a lot of different ways that we can really manifest more money into our lives and more abundance, because when we don't have to spend much, we're saving a lot. So that's one way to keep our money. And I'm here to tell you that it's the attitude, the energy that you're putting into that that's bringing it back to you. So if you're giving off this energy of, when a bill comes in, I'm just like, I want to cry, I want to scream, I can't handle it. It makes me frustrated. When you're giving off that energy, it's like you're spending so much energy and attention on the thing you don't want to see. And that's what you're going to end up manifesting, because you are saying to the universe, this is what I would like to see more of, because I'm spending all of my attention focused on this. And the universe is probably like, okay, I don't know why you want that, but we'll give you more of that. It's when you say, I'm so grateful that I have enough. I always have more than enough, and everything's always working out perfectly for me. When you let go of the fear, that energy, and instead you replace it with gratitude, you'll be amazed at what shows up for you. And you're going to have triggers, and you're going to have tests that come through. I still do myself. But before, it would take me so long to get to the place where I would say, like, it's okay, it's going to be okay. And now, I get there so much faster. I don't even really go to that place of fear, And it does several things. First of all, it feels amazing to not go to that place of anxiety and fear and worry, because that's a horrible place, and that's a lot of bad, negative energy that you are just expending and you're keeping with you. I mean, when something happens, it's hard for you to let it go, and it's hard for you to let your day become better. So it's like you've spent all of this energy on something horrible, this horrible feeling, and the universe doesn't want you to feel bad, but you're spending all this time feeling bad. And then it kind of spills over into the rest of your day, and you may even affect others, because when you have a bad day, we tend to take it out on those around us. And so you're just sending out this huge ripple of negativity, when really you didn't even have to go to that place in the first place. You didn't have to go to that feeling of fear, worry, anxiety. You don't have to. It's a choice you're making. Everyone gets bills. Everyone. There's not a person who's exempt from that. Everyone gets bills and everyone has unexpected things show up for them sometimes. But the difference is that some people choose not to allow that to upset them, to disturb their energy and their peace. They simply choose to say, okay, here's an unexpected bill. I wasn't expecting it. That's interesting, but I have enough to pay for it. And even in times when I haven't known how I was going to pay for something, money showed up, help showed up, and it can come in many forms. It can come in the form of calling the company and saying, listen, I wasn't expecting this and I'm not really sure what to do. And you'd be surprised at how many times people are willing and able to help you. But when you sit there and hold on to a bill and you get angry and you say, I'm not going to pay this, or I'm going to ignore it, I'm not even going to look at this, or when you want to do something nice for yourself and then you look at the price tag on it and you say, I don't want to, I can't afford this, you're just keeping yourself in a lack mindset. There are so many times that I've had people who want to work with me. And, they'll call me and they'll talk to me and they'll say, okay, I want to work with you, but I don't want to spend the money. And I get feeling bad about spending money on yourself. But it is like you're just keeping yourself stuck in that lack mindset is what I'm trying to tell you. When you spend the money trying to better yourself, you're changing everything for yourself. You're learning how to shift your energy. You're learning how to call in more miracles into your life. You're learning how to feel better. You're learning how to heal your old emotional past stuff. And that's only going to benefit you. And it's going to benefit you more than just the session you've had. It's going to continue to help you. And so when you sit and look at something that you really should do for yourself and you look at the price tag and you think, no, I can't, you're just keeping yourself stuck in a lack mindset and you're just calling in more lack because you're focused on the wrong thing. Instead of focusing on how good this would be for you, how much it's going to help you, how it will benefit you, you're focused on how it's going to take away from you. And when we focus on the negative, we're telling the universe, I would like more of this. And when you focus on the positive and you express gratitude, you're telling the universe, I would like more of this. And the universe will respond in kind to either of those things. The universe always says yes. So when you say, let me focus on negative and all the things that are bad that could happen, the universe will say, okay, I'll show you that. Or when you say, let me focus on the positive, let me focus on all the blessings I have and all the things that are coming and I know are coming and are on the way. It's like you have this, that excitement you feel in your stomach when you just know good things are coming and you don't know why you're happy or excited, but you just know you should be. When you get into that energy and you thank the universe for everything that you have, the universe says, okay, here's more of that. Here's more things to be grateful for. You really do call it in and get rewarded by the universe because you're having faith that everything is working out for you. Like I said, you're not ever going to be exempt from things happening to you that you don't consider to be the best. That's just the truth. There will be days that you get up and things happen and you may wonder, why did I get out of bed today? But we always have a choice. We can either choose to continue going down that negative spiral and that negative rabbit hole and be upset, or we can choose to change our mindset right then and there and say that, well, this is no big deal. It's no big deal. It's not going to affect my day. This is temporary. The universe has my back. I can get through this. It's going to be okay. And I'm not going to let it affect the rest of my day. I'm choosing to be happy. I'm choosing to be thankful. I'm choosing to be positive. And just when you start doing that, when you notice what happens to you in your day, I mean, it's crazy. It's incredible what happens to you when you decide to be happy. And I'm telling you, it is a choice. It is a choice. People who are happy have a choice every day to either remain happy no matter what's happening to them, or to allow each and everything to control their emotions. And the people who are the most positive and the most happy will tell you that they know they have a choice every day. We have a choice to allow things to control us, or to take control and allow ourselves to be happy. And you know what? You have that very choice every day too. You really do. And I hope that you choose wisely, because nothing is worth losing your peace, losing your happiness, losing your joy, because most things in life are temporary. You know, if it isn't going to affect you in 5 hours or 5 days or 5 weeks or 5 months, then don't let it affect you, because it's not worth it. It's really not. And if you're really, truly interested in learning how to call in money in abundance, and there are so many ways it can come in for you, Heather Doran and we're going to be offering a workshop in a few weeks. And it is just going to be a Saturday workshop. And it is going to be called Manifest More Money. And it's just going to be like a 90-minute workshop. There were so many people who loved the free training we did, but they didn't want to do a whole course, which I get. I know time is limited. But they did want to do something that was going to help them more. So we're trying to put together some little workshops we can do with you that will help get you on the right path, help you learn how to call in more money in abundance, learn to get rid of those blocks. It's really fear. It's fear that's blocking you from being your happiest, from calling in all of the things that you deserve. And if you're not a part of our Manifest Your Best Life group on Facebook, I'm going to put a link here in the description of the podcast. You can ask to join it, because we'll probably have more in-depth information there. I will tell you on my podcast about it more, and I will also have information on my Facebook page, but that's really the place to go if you want more information. So you can join that group if you have not already. Again, I'll put the link in the description to the podcast. So I wanted to pull 2 cards. Well, I want to pull a card for you before I said goodbye today, and 2 came out. So I'm going to take them both. This is from the Chakra Healing deck. And the first card that came out is Receptivity. It's when someone shares their truth with you, listen. Open channels for divine wisdom to flow both toward you and through you. Something or someone seeks your attention right now. Remember that even animal spirit allies can be messengers of wisdom from the messages as they come. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Even animal spirit allies can be messengers of wisdom from the higher dimensions. Be open to the messages as they come, in whatever form, and ask for clarity if needed as you integrate what you receive. So you may be getting messages from people, from, again, even animal spirit guides. If you're seeing the same kind of animal all over again, like all over the place, look up what that animal totem means, because usually there's a message from spirit there. That's happened to me before. I saw a spider one time. I kept seeing spiders. So I was like, all right, I don't like spiders, but this must be some kind of message, because I keep seeing them everywhere in different forms, like a stuffed animal or this or that. So I looked it up, and it was all about writing, and I was in the process of writing a book. And so for me, it was confirmation you're on the right path. Keep going. So if you're seeing that, look that up. The second card that I pulled for you is Initiation. It says Spirit is initiating you to a new level of awareness now in preparation for the new cycle of your soul's development. You may have been sensing this transition in the form of agitation or restless sleep. The hard part is over now. Just relax in knowing that your development is being guided. Say a prayer and blessing to express gratitude for how far you have come, and set an intention for where you will go next. You are being acknowledged by Source at this time. So this has to do with the opening of your crown chakra. And I love this because I do feel like so many people are being called upon to level up, and they're increasing their connection to Source, to the divine, through the crown chakra. And as you're going through this, it might be uncomfortable for you. You may be experiencing headaches. You may experience weird dreams or just a hard time sleeping. But know that this is just a part of it. It's you up-leveling. And honestly, if you are experiencing that, Reiki can help you. It can help you get through like the headaches and the sleepless nights and things like that you might be experiencing. I know because we've had to do this with other fellow group members when we were doing our classes and they were up-leveling. They were experiencing different pains and things like that. So if that's you and you would like some relief, you'd like to sleep better at night, think about booking a Reiki session because that really can help you. And I know I've had to resort myself to doing Reiki on myself to sleep better at night because I feel like we're all kind of going through this shift together right now. Well, I want to thank you so much for being with me. Again, if you want to work with me, you can check out my website. There I have all of the information on the services that I offer. If you would like to book through me directly, you can text me, you can call me, you can email me, you can message me on Facebook or Instagram. Of course, you can always follow me on Facebook and Instagram. You can contact me at any time. I will always respond to you. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out because I want you to be completely satisfied and happy with the service that you receive. And if you have questions, that's the best way for me to answer them is to speak with me directly. So don't hesitate to reach out. As always, if you like this podcast, please share it with others and please subscribe. That helps others to find me. And my mission is to help people heal. So it helps if I'm able to reach more people. Thank you for those of you that have already done so. And if you have a minute and could leave a review from wherever you're listening, whether it's Spotify, Podbean, iTunes, or Google Play, please do that. That helps me as well. And I just want to thank you so much for doing that. I don't make any money on this podcast. I just do it because I want to help people and I enjoy doing it. So those little ways that you could do help me out. They don't cost you anything. They may take a few moments of your time, but they help me tremendously. So I really want to thank you for that. Also, if you go to my website and you subscribe, you will receive a free morning and evening meditation. So be sure to go and check that out. It's just a free gift from me to you, saying thank you for stopping by. And again, thank you to those of you who have reached out to me. I really love all of you, and I'm so happy that you are a part of my soul tribe. I hope that you will have a wonderful day. I am sending you massive love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.